Hi everybody, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a marble maze from scrap cardboard. So here are my 5 pieces of card cut out and ready to be assembled into the slightly deeper of the 2 trays. I've cut a small hole out in the bottom corner so that if you lose your counter you can retrieve it. And it's worth putting these 2 battens in at the bottom so that your inner game tray has something to sit on and doesn't slide all the way through to the bottom. Here is my second set of 5 pieces ready to be assembled into the second tray containing the maze. So remember that this one needs to be a little bit smaller than the first as it has to fit inside it. So make sure that your first walls, whatever size your first walls were, that your second walls are half the depth. And I found it easier to draw this pencil grid on the bottom of my maze because I found it really helpful for getting my maze walls neat and parallel. So now all I have to do is, with a pen, I just have to mark out where I want my walls. And then I have to start to cut out where I want my circles to be. And carry on till you've cut out all your circles and you've put in as many maze walls as you want. By the time you finish marking out your game board, it should look like this. So it's now time to glue your tray walls in place, and also using some small pieces of card which you cut and fold to size, you glue your maze walls in place along the lines that you've previously marked out. Of course, I'm using hot glue, but you could use Yoo-Hoo or Bostik, super glue, whatever you happen to have in your house. Then, once you've completed the walls on the whole board, you will end up with something that looks like this. You have your 2 pieces made. As you saw earlier, all it remains to do is put the 2 pieces together, grab something spherical that you can use as a counter. I'm using a bead, but you could use marbles or ball bearings, and you're ready to play. There are loads of different variations now that you know how to make the basic game board. I mean, it doesn't have to be rectangular, you could make it circular or any shape you like. You could make one with multi-levels. If you have a shallow tray or a shoebox, you could adapt something like that. I made a couple of travel games by using an old Tupperware container. I cut a hole and made a little bung so you can put your counter in, and then I did exactly the same on the bottom so that you can take your counter out once it's dropped through. I even made a multi-level insert to go in that same plastic tub, so the idea being that once your counter gets through to the bottom, it drops all the way through, and then you have a second game board to play with. So I hope this tutorial was interesting, and I hope it's inspired you to make some creative games of your own.